What is the world's most valuable resource? Water. I'm Darcy Mcknight, and I'm doing a presentation to show how much we value water in agriculture and explain how irrigation works in our little community in Later, Saskatchewan. We rely on irrigation to grow the feed to get our cows through winter and grow crops. You and the rest of the world rely on irrigation to supply food, town water, and various industries. Where does this water come from, and should we be concerned about whether or not there is enough to go around? This map shows the river systems that feed into the South Saskatchewan from the Rocky Mountains. More than 1.6 million people live and work in the South Saskatchewan River Basin in Alberta. Almost 90% live in urban areas, including the major cities of Calgary, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, and Red Deer. They all depend on the water from the river for household use, employment, food supply, waste disposal, power, and recreation. The water we use in Leader needs to flow by a lot of people before it gets here. Developing irrigation was one of the first things the provinces did in their history to be able to support settlement and growth in the provinces. In fact, throughout all of history, the rise and fall of civilizations has depended on proper management of water. Do we trust that our leaders are doing a good job of protecting us from the water shortages in the future? There was an important agreement signed in 1969 by the governments of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba to manage the flow of water between their provinces so that everyone could have their share to develop and support their populations and industries. The Master Agreement on Apportionment signed in 1969 is a formula that states that Alberta and Saskatchewan use up to one-half of the natural flow of water within their borders. The rest is left to flow into Manitoba. Agriculture relies so much on water that we are always finding ways to be more efficient and use technology to our advantage. There are four main methods of irrigating: wheel moves, flood, drip, and circle pivots, which are most common in the area because of their efficiency. Saskatchewan has developed more irrigation over the years because of the benefits it brings, such as increased yields, crop diversity, support of economies in small communities, and value to existing farming and ranching operations. Think of the businesses in town that are supported by farmers and ranchers trying to keep their equipment running. Without it, I know many ranching and farming families that would not be able to stay in this area if it weren't for irrigation development. There has been more concern recently around the supply of water in the South Saskatchewan. There are a few reasons why the river levels have dropped, the main ones being the snowpack in the mountains and overall drought conditions. There is a balance to be found across the provinces to maintain the river levels while developing an economy using the evolving technologies at hand. The most admirable people I know are in agriculture, and there's tons of different types of jobs people do. We are not in it for the money, but to share a lifestyle with some of the best people in Saskatchewan.